Hey guys, the Commander Casual here, playing my Rosheen Meanderer uh, Burn deck, Valakut Burn deck. Sorry, spaced for a second there. I don't really need Overmaster. I'm just gonna keep the mountains though. Um, yeah. So the point of the deck, if you haven't seen the previous videos of the deck tech, uh, is to hopefully try and trigger Valakut as many times with a bunch of mountains and cast a bunch of big red X spells for some massive damage, and then use Rosheen Meanderer to boost those X spells. Rosheen Meanderer is more of a utility commander for this deck because it just gives us access to red and green. This is a very heavy red deck though. We try to exploit mountains a bunch. I've got a bunch of like artifact mana doublers in here as well, like extra planar lands, Gauntlet of Might, Gauntlet of Power, and Cage Sun. So, I guess I probably should have kept Overmaster for Fall of the Titans. Oh, whatever. So we're playing against Gahiji, the honored one, which is usually like Naya value. Selvala, which could be group hug, but it's probably more just like green white good stuff. And then Rashmi, which is probably blue green good stuff and control elements. Next turn we'll probably flashback Faithless Looting just to get a couple cards deeper and see what options we're working with. At worst we play Solemn Simulacrum on turn 4 and grab a forest so we have access to green as well. So they're going to play Selvala. I'm just going to wait as these slow turns go. As foretold, that's a really good like opening play. Oh, we can red elemental blast it. We'll wait, because it'll have to build counters anyway. We're gonna flashback Faithless Looting right now. Yay, we got a Cold Steel Art. I'm gonna pitch that, and a part of me really wants to hang on to the mountains just because it's lands, and we want to just keep hitting land drops. Yeah, we'll drop the mountain, I guess. Because we'll get a land drop from the Solemn. We have a land drop for next turn, and we also have the Cold Steel Heart, so I'm not stressed. That red elemental blast is going to be really funny, though. I think I have the whatever the other version of it is called, the really old one, or maybe this is the old one reprinted. Pyroblast, I think, is the new one. Yeah, no, yeah, red elemental blast is the old one. Pyroblast is the new one. They do the same thing essentially. But I only included red elemental blast because I didn't think I'd get enough value out of both of them. But blue's a pretty commonly played color in Commander, and it's just this deck in this one. But at least I have a opponent to use it on. And as foretold's a pretty good target for it. So we'll Solemn next turn. Get a forest. Survival of the fittest. Discard a creature card, search your library for a creature card, reveal that card and put it in your hand. He's gonna... What discard do you have in my Elder? Oh, what's he gonna get? We're pretty okay with Selvala drawing us cards as well. We can also follow up the After we get the forest, we can play Blighted Woodland and then ramp some more if we want to. Or we could drop our Cold Steel Heart and Red Elemental Blast and start doing other stuff. Or we could Rosheen Meanderer and Red Elemental Blast. And I think if we have another land, we can do something else. I don't know. Sky Shroud Ranger. Is that what he... No, he got Seedborn Muse. Gross. So he can Selvala every turn. I guess it's not actually that bad for us. Yeah, you can put a counter in As Foretold. I'm not worried about it until it gets up to like 2-3, because then you can actually really start playing stuff with it. So we can wait for now. The thing about As Foretold that I didn't realize at first until I started actually running it is that it's because it's each turn. If you have a bunch of instants, you can cast an instant for free if the counters are less on each turn cycle, which is actually ridiculous. So we're gonna play Solemn and grab a forest. Our one forest. And we got our Valakut, which is awesome. So we can start using it soon. So next turn we'll probably Valakut, Rosheen Meanderer, and Red Elemental Blast. Play the Blighted Woodland as well. Or no, sorry, we'll play the Valakut, not the Blighted Woodland. Then after that we can Blighted Woodland, go get 2 mountains and Valakut stuff. Could blow up Rashmi and not Selvala, but something else of that guy's. This Gahiji guy's not getting any green yet, which I'm sure is hurting him. But because Naya decks are usually pretty heavy on green, even though it's a 3-color wedge. Ooh, we got a Mana Geyser. Oh, now I wish we kept Fall of the Titans. Darn it. Whatever. It'll still be good with Red Sun Zenith or Crater's Claws. So let's need Sanctuary. We're just going to play Seedborn Muse. Yeah, so I'm guessing this is Elf Tribal then. I don't know, they've got a... And onto the battlefield. That's an interesting card. It's a lot of elves heavy, but I don't know if it's Elf Tribal yet. Could be, but I don't know why you put the Avacyn's Pilgrim in then. I mean, Greek card taps for white, but there's a lot of dorks, so maybe it's like a Paradox Engine style combo, which I kind of hope it's not, because those usually do really well. Yeah, it's looking a lot like the Paradox Engine deck. It's in green. It's really strong because you get out like was it Soul the Harvest and the other one. Whenever you cast a creature, you draw a card, and then you just with with Paradox Engine and all your dorks, you like cast a spell, it untaps everything, you draw a card because you cast a creature spell, and then you just keep doing that until you play out this massive board of creatures. And keep drawing into more creatures and stuff. It's not like an indefinite combo or anything like that, but it's pretty strong and usually combos off pretty hard. Because you just fill your deck with mana dorks instead of like instants and sorcery ramp spells. Yeah, so I think next turn we're gonna Red Elemental Blast the As Foretold and hope he doesn't have like a counter spell that he could cast with it for free. Because then he won't have gotten any value out of it yet. Because it's really like 3 and up is where you really start to see value out of it. And I'm sure there's a bunch of counter spells in this guy's deck to try and abuse Rashmi triggers on other people's turns to draw extra cards. So it's also Rashmi's just usually like a blue-green big stuff control-y deck. So usually takes some spin up time, and taking away any extra resources they have is probably a good idea. this group draw off Selvala is nice, though. I mean, I guess it benefits everyone equally, so it's really not nice necessarily, but I'm okay with drawing extra cards because I don't really have a lot of ways to draw extra cards in this deck. It seems to be the issue that I've faced a little bit so far with playing this deck. It's still very new, but is that it runs out of steam, and then you're just kind of drawing, hoping you hit like a big X spell later in the game to burn out whoever's left. Hopefully you're down to like one opponent at that point. Oh, I hate the Spotify Christmas ads. Super annoying. Man, we're gonna destroy as foretold. Poof. And we'll keep Solemn back to block. And then, yeah, because we have our forest, we can Blighted Woodland next turn and get 2 mountains. And because they'll enter simultaneously, they'll both trigger Valakut. So we should have 2 Valakut triggers so we can blow up Rashmi and something else of this Selvala players. We're not really worried about blowing up Selvala. She can give extra mana and some life, yeah, but we're okay with drawing extra cards off of it for now. The thing I'm mostly getting worried about is just the Paradox Engine stuff. But we also have this lovely Volcanic Vision. We just need to dump a sorcery card in our graveyard that has a higher converted mana cost. Actually, that'd be pretty great, as we could Mana Geyser, Volcanic Vision, Mana Geyser, and then cast like a Red Sun Zenith or Creator's Claws for like a ton. Ideally. There's the Seedborn Muse. Yeah, this is looking a lot like a Paradox combo. Just like have to hand without forest, and a forest is what I need. Unfortunate. Yes, that was like pretty much legitimately what or literally what I said, was that this guy really needs forests. I mean, just a forest for Gahiji, which acts as a big political card. Oh yeah, don't think I went through their abilities. Whenever a creature attacks one of your opponents, or our planeswalker your opponent controls, well, Gahiji's out, so like his opponents. So it incentivizes you not to attack him because you get a bonus when you attack anyone else. Bonus 2 power. And then Rashmi, whenever you cast your first spell each turn, you reveal the card. If it has lower CMC, you basically cascade into it, and if it's a land, and if it's not lower CMC, or it's a land, you just draw the card. So what's he gonna reveal here? Progenitor Mimic. So he's gonna draw a Progenitor Mimic here, because it's not lower CMC than Preordain. I have, so I can search mana if I get a forest. Yeah, so he's gonna Preordain. You could, if we have spare mana, we could just start pulsing, Pulse of the Forging, this AKA Dodson, because he's gaining lots of life. We can get it back. I like the Mana Geyser Volcanic Visions, Mana Geyser Creator's Claw plan though, because that'll not only wipe pretty much the board, actually it'll wipe everything on the board so far, except our stuff, but it'll also generate a ton of mana. I think if these guys, oh, I guess the Seedborn Muse guy won't tap out. No, that's unfortunate, but we'll still get extra mana if these 2 other guys are tapped out. As long as Mana Geyser's generating more than 7 mana, we're profiting off of it. Actually, we kind of need Mana Geyser to generate 12 or more. Otherwise, we're not gaining a whole lot. I mean, we get to board wipe and then we get more, but... yeah, these guys aren't really tapping out, which is unfortunate. I'm going to play Blighted Woodland. So I think we can Cold Steel Heart and Blighted Woodland here. Yeah, that's probably what we're gonna do. We'll sack this and go get 2 mountains. What's he doing? Did he just use Selvala to roast into a cultivate? Okay, interesting. Is he gonna do anything with that, or just doing it? Maybe we're cool with it. I think we get rid of the Seedborn Muse here, honestly. Yeah, we're gonna do that. It's just, Seedborn Muse is just too good. I'd like to get rid of Rashmi and a thing, but the Seedborn Muse is the priority right now. So we'll use both of our triggers to kill it. And yeah, we'll play our Cold Steelheart. And I think we'll name green. Just have another green source. And name green. And then I'm gonna tap out. Oh, I guess I can't tap out because Rosheen Meanderer. Do we want to attack? Yeah, we'll attack. Attack this Rashmi player. Spread the love. I hate free cards too. What? Seed or use us all draw or from Selvala. Selvala. I think is what he means. Cryptic command. See, that's the kind of stuff I was talking about. He's gonna bounce Rosheen and draw a card. Yeah, okay. That seems like kind of a waste of cryptic command. He killed my Seedborn, which was letting me give out cards each turn. Was the right play. Yeah, your pick screams paradox engine combo. So I'm gonna get rid of Seedborn. He's obviously he's a little salty, obviously, because he's trying to make it just spin it so that I'm an asshole. But I don't know. I feel pretty justified in what I did. I think we're gonna get rid of Pulse to the Forge here, and yeah, we don't need Red Sun Zenith right now. I'm just gonna be real quick. Be right back, guys. Hey guys, sorry about that. Drinking Red Bull will do that to you. Make you need to pee. It's pretty human. I just started MTO today. First time you play? Welcome. I preferred paper, but I can play MTGO way more often. Getting paper commanders together is hard, admittedly. Genesis Wave. Yeah, he's like... Yeah, like he's playing the Paradox Engine deck, whether he has Paradox Engine or not. Because he's got all the dorks. Or I should say he's playing the Genesis Wave deck. You control, okay. I thought he was going to bounce our stuff. Yeah, he's playing, like... But I think this is better. So you're playing the Paradox Engine deck without the actual engine, but it still does the same thing. Like that. It is literally like his deck. It's the Genesis Way of Paradox Engine deck. He just dumps stuff until he like completely overwhelms you eventually with like a Craterhoof Behemoth or something. So this could be like, that's a lazy way to win, but our way to win is literally just like dump all of our mana into a big spell and burn them. So can't really call him out on that. Yeah, so I have zero remorse about blowing up his Paradox Engine. Batman's playing Player Unknowns. Battleground, whatever. Loooong. It's a cool art for Reflecting Pool. Some Zendikar MTGO promo art. What's it gonna be? Why can't you just yield? Yeah, I have the deck in IRL. Not sure why my Gen Wave just dumped my cards in my graveyard. That's irritating. Did probably have to select them all at once. Or something. I'm not sure. You never can tell. Okay, let's see it, Rashmi player. Joe got... Oh, he got a Pongify. If, the other one. Let's get a Supremo. Yeah, so he's running lots of counters, so he's the control deck for sure. Oh well, I guess I figured it out next time. Yeah, those are some of the interactions that are kind of weird on MTGO, is the spells that let you cast or like put into play a bunch of other stuff. Can be a little hard to figure out when you're first getting into it. That and like holding priority, I've still been struggling with a little bit, but I think I finally got it figured out now. Just discarding Think Twice, Pull from Tomorrow, a Forest. This guy needs a Reliquary Tower. what do we do this turn? Yeah, we'll Valakut Rashmi. Because it's a good card, and he bounced our Meanderer. Let's see if he has some response to it. I'm going to bet he does. Yeah. He's just going to play his instant for the turn. He's going to Rift. That's really not that bad for us. We're going to tap that. Just so that we have the mana floating. Yeah, we're cool with that. We can replay our Solemn and go get another mountain and get another trigger. This also still kills Rashmi, so let's see reveal. Hieroglyphic Illumination. Okay, interesting. Yes, I think we're gonna Solemn. We'll just rebuild here. We will rebuild. Cultivates. We have to discard a mountain, it's whatever. You're gonna bring this guy's life total back to a manageable range. I'm gonna yield to this. Yes. Grab another mountain. Hit him in the face again. Make his life total more manageable. We could Vandal Blast the Soul Ring here. We're gonna discard a thing anyway, so we'll go green again. Yeah, otherwise I'd have to discard something, so I think I'm just gonna Vandal Blast this Soul Ring. What else would we discard a mountain? No, I'll just do this. I'm not worried about a Paradox Engine anymore, unless this guy's a horrendous liar, which could be, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I just see the Valakut's really doing work in this deck. I figured it might have been harder to actually get going than it is, but we seem to draw it, if not find it pretty well, so love this card. In our mono red deck, splash green. So we play Rosheen Meanderer next turn. Destroying the Seedborn Muse was also important for our future Mana Geyser, Volcanic Vision, Mana Geyser, Crater's Claws plan. Well, I guess figure it out next time. Nice. So Rashmi is not allowing me to cast the cards from the top. She should, I guess. Was it off the Rift? Because it works as a CMC 2, even if you overload it. I think Rashmi does work properly, because I have a Rashmi and I've played with it on MTGO. But I think it's because he overloaded it, he assumed he'd get the 7 value off the Cyclonic Rift, but even if you overload a spell, it still counts for its original converted mana cost, which would have been 2. And he revealed Hieroglyphic Illumination, which is CMC 4, so it wouldn't work. He'd still draw it, which I think he did. But this guy got a Karametra out. Oh man, I was stumbling over my words really hard there. I hope you guys can understand me. It'd be awkward if you couldn't. I've just been talking into the wind, even though I'm inside and there's no wind. You understand. You know what I mean. Don't you, audience? You're there, right? Please tell me you're there. Surprised he hasn't been survivaling that much. So what did this guy miss out on? He missed out on an Unbridled Growth, a Boreal Druid, and a Findhorn Elves. From his... Oh, and the Wild Speaker. It's got a Mind Sensor. Jerk. But yeah, he missed out on that on his Genesis wave earlier. He's got Eson though, which he just played. Yeah, like he's playing the... I should say it's probably more like the Genesis wave deck, but still. He's playing the Paradox Engine deck. He just doesn't have Paradox Engine. Yeah, I just noticed the card revealed was not less. Easy mistake to make. Yeah, so he was just wrong. Rashmi does work, he just misinterpreted it. We'll probably blow up Yisun here with Valakut. Let's make Zendikar Resurgent. That's a big boy. That is a large boy. I feel like an Omnath Locus of Mana would be good in this deck, but he costs double green. I don't know if that's realistic. Maybe I'll try adding him in here. Fathom Mage takes a draw card. I was gonna say, did he overtap? Because this taps for 3. Anytime, add 1. Yeah, it doesn't double it, it just adds 1 to everything. So he got 5 from those 2 lands. Mountain! Valakut! Yisun! Let's see what Yisun does in these kinds of decks. Too scurry. Too scurry for me. Now we play Rosheen, the giant queen. Nice rhyming. I kind of forget that you guys are actually listening and that I'm going to post this publicly sometimes. That being said, not very ashamed. What do we do here? Nothing? Yep, sounds like a plan. I do a lot of nothing. I'll just keep Chaos Warp up just in case. Just take another turn to set up. I think next turn we go for the... I'm kind of hoping people play more. I want to get more value out of the Volcanic Visions. There's a lot more lands on the battlefield now, so we'll get a ton of mana off the Mana Geyser, and then we can Crater's Claw the hell out of someone after we Volcanic Visions the board. But I want to see Sir Yellow play something. There's something. I just want more value out of the Volcanic Vision board wipe. You know, you understand. Yeah, we're just going to yield to that, because that's going to trigger a lot. I guess we could Chaos Warp Karametra. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Or do we want to get rid of this? Let's go with Karametra. Yeah, you got your ramp out of it. You got 1. Everybody gets 1. Shouldn't get something absolutely disgusting with this Chaos Warp. The art in this card's really cool. Some dude turned into a rhino. Well, what? Arlen Cord. Surprise! You get a Planeswalker instead. Yay! Oh my god, now he gets to smash us in the face with it. If he does his +1. Or her +1, I should say. Unless she wants to flip it. Okay, sweet. He's gonna transform it, so we can just Valakut it next turn. That's not the right wolf. That's a Lorwyn wolf because there's an elf in the back. I think that's a Lorwyn wolf. Wolf, not elf. Sorry. Arlen, embraced by the moon. Can lightning bolt something or get something +1/+1 and trample. Talking is really hard for me today, apparently. Now you play a bunch of stuff so I can blow it all up. That would make me happy. You too. But not stuff I can't deal with. And don't leave mana up for counter spells. That would make me sad. Yeah, you can do the thing. Discard the Pioneer, yeah. And he's going to go get. Yeah, I'm not sure why I used Chaos Warp on that. I felt like it. Because I didn't want you to get to ramp a whole lot. I could have said ya dingus, which is what I wanted to say, but I'm going to be polite and not call him a dingus to his face. Just behind my computer screen, where I do all my fighting. Yeah, it's very interesting. So do we Crater's Claws this guy face for a ton? Or do we hit one of these unsuspecting chumps? How many tap lands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we've almost got Mana Geyser value just off this guy's lands. So we're going to be making some mana because we want 12 or more. Because then we can cast Mana Geyser, cast Volcanic Visions, and cast Mana Geyser again just off the first Mana Geyser mana. Karmic Head. It's looking 11 plus 2, so 13. We're pretty good so far. Karmic Guide's gonna bring back. What? Oh, yeah, that's what he went and got. Seedborn, probably. Maybe Yasan. But he gets draw also. Each creature, he gets twice the mana. You know what? I don't like to think too hard. There we go. Got him. I showed him. What's he targeting? Seedboard. I knew it. I see. Oh, look. Seedborn Muse. How weird. Garrick's Horde. That's a pretty good card. Yes. Tap more of your lands. Oh no. Seedborn Muse will untap all of his lands. No. Whatever. He's getting his stuff nuked. We just need this Rashmi player to tap a few of their lands for us, and we're good. Unless they play a Seedborn Muse as well, I will be very sad if they do that. Why does this still have arrows? Go away. Go away. Go away. What did he discard? Skyshroud Ranger? Yep. 4. A Ulvenwald Tracker. Neat. It's gonna make it fight stuff. Yeah, fighting. Did you realize he could top this? Maybe he doesn't. I play Zolvan Tracker. Just gonna yield. Okay, so we're not killing the Garrick's Horde, which is sad. But we can still rip AK Dodson a new face hole. Which is nice. It's good. It's good. And we're just drawing lands off the Selvala triggers. I think the game is sort of over. In what way? Quit whining. It's that defeatist attitude over there. We're at 12. We hit 12 because he tapped a land. Yes. Just don't play Seedborn Muse and we're good. We'll be peachy. Look, he's tapping more lands. I tapped another land. Rex Age. What you blowing up? Growing rates? The top, maybe? Thran Dynamo, maybe? I don't know. I feel like I'd probably target Growing Rights or Thran Dynamo. Growing Rights isn't too scary right now, but that's probably why he made the Wolf, was because he wants to get it online. In the dealy way. Deadly. Nice. You got the Steel Hellkite. There's a pitch. Absence Program. Yeah. I don't know where it's gonna go there. You can keep that. Rex Age, yes, he gets to draw a Fathom Sage as well. Or Fathom Mage, sorry. Fathom Mage and Elf? No, he's a human. I don't know why I'm just auto-yielding. There, yield the turn. Yeah, he gets a counter. You get to blow up a thingy. What's his targeting? Oh, right, the survival. Yeah, that's probably the smart card to destroy. Again, somebody's getting clawed for a ton. I'm specifically not doing the math because I feel like I'm going to do it wrong anyway. I'm going to preference that by saying I'm pretty confident in my math skill, but we're not going to kill someone with it, I know that, but it'll do a heck of a lot of damage. Turn the tides, as it were. And pretty much wipe the board with the Volcanic Visions. It won't kill the Garrick's Horde, but is active heroism? Untap target creature gets +2/+2. Maybe it's just the untap. It's the issue of playing against Rashmi decks is they're just non-stop value engines. Because Rashmi is just so good. Maybe while we're playing our mono red Krull deck. Just waiting to burn somebody the heck out. Yes, tap more land. Do the things. Restore. Land card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Oh, he can take my lands. Interesting. Is he going to crack the Bladed Woodland and go get more lands? Or what? Can only get basics, but that's still more lands on the battlefield. We should probably run a restore in here in case Valakut gets blown up. Play Progenitor Mimic. I think he can still crack the Blighted Woodlands though. Yeah, he can. Easily actually, because he's still got the Resurgent. Or did he just cast Restore because it was a card in his hand and he would have had to discard it? No! The Seedborn Muse! No! I think we still do it. Just to wipe all this crap off the board. Get rid of both the Seedborn Muses again. Hopefully our shit doesn't get countered, but there's a good chance it will. 2, 3, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Even if Mana Geyser gets countered, we can still Volcanic Visions it back. We just don't get to do Mana Geyser again. This window bugs me. Let me redirect. I don't like that you can't just... What just happened? How did he just reveal all those cards? What? Oh, it was this. Oh, he just drew a counter spell. Yeah, I want to do that. Why the hate? Geyser. This guy's probably gonna counterspell. Can visions it back anyway. Blow the counterspell. Yep, that's okay. And we'll volcanic visions it back anyway. My trap card. Gotcha. If he has another counterspell, I'm gonna be very sad. She probably does because he's waiting and thinking. Sad times. They're sad. Remand. Okay. Meh. There are worse things. Stop that. I don't have many more. But you do have more. Jerk. Counter my stuff. Just want to play stuff. I think I found my line when it comes to counter spells. You're only allowed to cast one on a turn. Cast more than one in turn. It's just dumb. I hate you. Like, I hate you right now. Wheel BC. Disgusting. Maybe. Yeah, of course he does. He does, though. Seriously. Whatever, we can still volcanic visions the geyser back, hopefully. Unless that other guy has another counterspell or something. I'm gonna mute myself for a sec so I can eat this Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. I'm back. Don't fret. Still here. Oh, these games are so stalematey like this. It's boring. Just let me blow up the world, opponents. I just want to show you my volcanic vision. Get it? Get it? Get it? Hey, we can ancient crush someone. Too bad we didn't leave any green mana up, so we could do it twice. Poof. I'm actually okay with this yellow guy getting like a couple big dudes going. Because it'll destabilize what's going on here. Because nobody has any particularly strong offensive power. They're just kind of setting up. So... he doesn't have anything on top of his library. What do you reveal? He reveals a plains. Otherwise, you may put that card in the body. Okay, so you at least get to ship it if you don't get a thing. It doesn't just do the same thing the entire time. That'd be really funny. So I'll tap this, but I'm still gonna have to yield anyway because of Rosheen Meanderer. Because she's the biggest mana dork. We might lose Rosheen Meanderer this turn. Cycle, I should say. Because it might get fought by Garrick's pack leader. This lets you put something from your hand into play, right? Yeah, creature card from your hand into play. Well, with Gahiji out, it does change the dynamic of this, because all attacking creatures that aren't attacking yellow will get +2/+. So we're just gonna do that. I was gonna say we could still Crater's Claw something this turn, but we can't because it's a sorcery. It's going a little slow. It's time to crack Red Bull number 2. Booyah. Yeah, if you're wondering why I muted myself to eat a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup but not to drink my Red Bull, you're not the only one. Yeah, this is a super fast game. Just blazing by. That jerk had to counterspell me and then remand me. I just trying to make things happen. He's gonna put that on his pack leader. Yeah, he's like exactly playing the Paradox Engine deck without Paradox Engine. Yeah, then he's gonna Lightning Greaves it, and then he's gonna attack me for 11 because he's a jerk. So we're gonna get 12 mana at least from Sir Yellow if we get to Mana Geyser after we Volcanic Visions. If we get to Volcanic Vision. Just gonna Pogify the pack leader. Nice. 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 Well done. So now Bear Umbra just goes to his graveyard, and no Gigantic Pack Leader beats me in the face. And now, oh, I didn't notice Malignus. Or I think it just entered the battlefield. Malignus. Love that card. I do love Malignus. It was like the first mythic a buddy of mine got when we like first got him into Magic and all played Commander together. We built him like this really terrible red-white deck with Jorkadine as the commander, and it was basically like he'd lose just about every game unless he like got Malignus on turn 5, and it was like, okay, well, we lose because our decks were also not that good, but they were slightly better. We didn't know much about Magic, especially not Commander around then. So he's got an ape now, though. Little monkey bursting out of its jewelry there. He had a beast that turned into a monkey. Man, Lurking Predators is doing some serious work, but that's because these guys keep casting a billion spells with Reckless Abandon. I mean, I gave him a trigger of it, I'm not gonna lie. But I tried to stem his obscenities of spellcasting. Is he untapping Selvala so he can do it again? Is that even worth it? Is active heroism worth running in that deck even? I feel like running Umbral Mantle is probably worth more in the repeatable effect. I'm eating myself again to eat another Reese's cup. I've returned. Yeah, I was just talking with this guy about Malignus. He does get blown up real quick. His power toughness are equal to half the highest player's life total. The highest opponent's, I think, life total. Yeah, rounded up. And then damage shell by him can't be prevented. So he gets like weaker in the late stages of the game, but he's still pretty good for a 5-drop. He's pretty cool. He's super sweet to get on like turn 5 or turn 4 if you can accelerate into him. Even turn 3 if you got like a Mana Crypt or a Soul Ring. Or something along those lines. There's a couple other. Mana Vault would do it too. Yes, he's gonna steal Hellkite. He's gonna attack somebody and blow up their stuff, I guess. He can pay 5 into the Hellkite. So he could blow up. He could pay 4 and blow up my stuff, I guess. Could pay 5 and blow up 2 of those. Let's see Beast Withinning. Oh my god, this guy's just getting wrecked whenever he tries to do anything. I love it. Yeah, I clicked my land. Oh, he tried to tap. Yeah. He beast within his own land by accident. Sorry, I saw the red arrows and I assumed that was the target from that, but it's the target from Lightning Greaves. Done that before, dude. I feel your pain. It is actually kind of easy to do. It sounds dumb, but sometimes when you're like selecting targets or tapping mana, you accidentally select your land as a target before you tap the mana to cast the spell. Then you tap the mana and it's already on the stack, and you're like, no, my things, they're blowing up, becoming beasts. I think I did it with Beast Within, or maybe Chaos Warp sometime. When I was newer to MTGO. Not that I'm still not fairly new to it, but I was wondering what you were doing, but I thought you had some kind of plan. I mean, you can Beast Within like your own land in a pinch if you're trying to block like a hexproof or shrouded thing. Is this guy gonna pay the 5 and blow up Malignus and Gahiji? He's gonna hit Hellkite. I think he's just reconsidering his options. Yeah, he's committing to it. I think he's gonna pay the 5 and blow up Gahiji and Malignus, because Malignus is really scary. Even though Malignus isn't actually that scary. His damage can't be prevented, but he doesn't have trample. So, and it's often in your best interest to ignore the player with the highest life total, which is currently this guy, so he's not actually in that much of a threat. But I like that somebody's finally doing some offensive stuff. I mean, this guy was going to with the Garruk's pack leader too. But I don't disagree with that guy bongifying it before the Bear Umbra could get on it. Because then it'd be so hard to kill because of the totem armor, and would also give him way more mana to use in a single turn. So I think next turn we're gonna Sunbird's Invocation. Hopefully it doesn't get countered. Volcanic Vision. Hopefully that doesn't get countered, and see where we go from there. Got 1, 2. Okay, so 1 plus 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 6 and 7 is 13. Plus 5 is 18. So we don't quite have enough to do like everything. But we could at least like Fire Diamond next turn as well. I was gonna say unless we drew a ritual, but I think Mana Geyser is our only ritual, because we didn't. I didn't bother running the smaller rituals because they didn't seem worth it in this deck, because they only net you like 1 or 2 extra mana, and that really usually doesn't make the difference for X spells, but could be wrong. Clicked the land too fast and chose the land instead of it. That did not make much sense. So did this guy not end up attacking? Really? I was proud of him too. I was talking about how I liked that he was fighting. He's fighting Reese? Okay. I'm just gonna yield. We don't have anything to cast, so. Oh look, we drew another land. We're still dropping the Sunbird's Invocation. That card's so good. So good. I don't know, maybe we'll hit another Mana Rock and we can actually Volcanic Visions and then Mana Geyser. But that still doesn't seem very worth it because of the 2 Seedborn Muses. I mean, we get a pretty big Crater's Claw off, but what do we Valakut though? I'm not really interested in that stuff. If we're Volcanic Visioning back the Mana Geyser, we should look to make sure that we're actually clearing the board. So if this guy plays, is it his turn, right? Yeah. If he plays like a big creature that has like 6 toughness or more, we'll probably throw a Valakut trigger it just so it takes the damage, and then it'll take the 5 off the Volcanic Vision. Because the Volcanic Vision will also set up better for the mana guys the turn afterwards, because we'll get rid of the Seedborn Muses. And then we can actually have these guys tap out at least a bit. And then we can get an even bigger Crater's Claw. Crater's Claws. Plural. It's going to be a lot of claws. It also gets the Ferocious bonus because of Rosheen Meanderer, so it'll do an extra 2. Which will be big damage. I don't think we can kill Sir Yellow or anything like that. Not that we're really that worried about him either. Lurking Predators is a big card, but it's pretty manageable. It'd be really funny if when I Volcanic Visions he gets like a thing that has power 5 toughness or less and it just gets wiped by the visions anyway. Because it's a non-optional thing, you have to do it. If you reveal a creature, you play it. What did he reveal? Man, he's really not that getting lucky. That didn't make sense. He's really not getting that lucky. Oh, and of course he has a Seedborn Muse too. For frack's sake. That did not make sense. Somehow I really get a lot of hate. GG. GG for what? GG for what? Game's not over. If he just quits here, I'll be mad. I didn't stick out this game so that we could do nothing. Oh, these guys are burning out of their 40-minute game clocks. So, this recording's over an hour already. Not getting a whole lot done. So. Oh, look, top. That speeds up games. I'm just taking a picture of the other person in the room with me. I'm sure you heard the little camera click on my headset, but oh my goodness, speed up your turn. I am not sure. But we've hung in this long. Seriously, this life total, the life total change in this game has been abysmal in that it hasn't happened. It's because these guys are playing like very similar decks that are super dirtily until they blow out in one turn because they cast like 100 billion spells, and you're either just like, I'm being outvalued, so I concede, or you're just like, I can't do this anymore. Sorry, I'm back. This game. Can you stop using top? This game's gone on so long. Top wastes so much time. It's such a. I mention how I feel about top in every game that it comes up, but it takes so long, especially in MTGO. It's like I need to see every card that I'm going to draw in the next 4 turns. It's like, okay, just relax. You don't need to see every card you need to draw. And also, like, it doesn't net you that much because you have to, like, when you draw a card with it, it goes back on the top of your library. I mean, it makes sense in, like, Rashmi decks and Yidris decks and decks that, like, utilize the top of your library for a lot of stuff. But it's just frustrating. It takes so long. This guy's also just like not super concise with his turns from what I gather, at least from this game. They've just taken a long time. I don't know, that could just be me whining. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, because I am a salty being. This guy got a Bruce Tarl and a Wild Beastmaster while I wasn't paying attention to Lurking Predators. This card's really cool. There's like a grow card like it too, isn't there? One that lets you like play a thing at the top of your library. I think so. It's like another 6-mana enchantment. Oh, my bet is he is going to win. Well, I have a play, but I'm assuming as counter magic. So he and AKA will probably bore us to death. Can you taste the salt? But I'm assuming is what I meant. Yes, he does. Like he did all that, and what changed? Nothing. He's got a Rhystic Study now and a Primal Amulet. And maybe we can win on the game clock. Because the turns have taken so freaking long. I mean, I probably shouldn't have mentioned that, because now he's going to keep the counter magic if he had any. I mean, he probably would have anyway, but... yeah, he's not going to Devastation Tide, because that's all of his hard work gone. At least I can probably bait out the counter magic with the Sunbird's Invocation, because this card's so good. But there's a good chance he has 2, so... gonna Valakut. But also, like, they're super not talkative. Like, it's... like, why are you playing Commander to play Solitaire? That's what these guys are doing, and I don't understand it. Like, they're not really going for the interactive. I mean, like, at least this guy's been chatting a little bit, but, like... This guy's playing a similar fashion that I am, and he's actually talking. But... they play Commander, so they can play Solitaire. Is there an Iron Solitaire like that? I think so. Where other people have to watch. Saltiness. And it's all from me this time. There's been a couple of my videos where you see some particularly salty other people, but I can be pretty salty myself. It's just like, I don't... The biggest thing that makes me salty is when people play stuff that just isn't fun. Or at least, like, stuff I don't understand why it's fun for them to play. Like, I don't find infinite combos fun. If it was, like, a super goofy, janky infinite combo that took, like, 6 or 7 combo pieces, I don't want to hear from Board Wipe Central over there. Talking to me? I have a single board wipe, right? Yeah. That you wouldn't let me cast. I have a Gingle. Ginley. Single. Wow, I nailed that. What's wrong with board wipes? Everybody runs board wipes. Also, that doesn't make Solitaire magic, it changes it. Yes, you may not have gotten to do much, but when your deck runs even halfway decent, it is no fun for anyone. Board Wipe Central, that's funny. What does that mean? Yes, you may not have gotten to do much, but when your deck runs even halfway decent, it is no fun for anyone. I don't think I have a single... I have Lava Ball Trap, so I have 2 board wipes. If you consider Volcanic Visions board wipe. I have 2... I should probably spell that right. 2 possible board wipes in my entire deck. He's starting to get irked because I'm just ripping into him in his deck. It's just, you know, reasonable that he's offended. Okay, you there. For a white deck not having board wipes, that's weird. But like, we're not even running a Blasphemous Act in here. We've got Volcanic Visions and we've got Lava Ball Trap. That's all I can think of. Because the other like red staple board wipe is Blasphemous Act, and we don't have that. I don't even think I have that at all. You didn't even build the budget version. What are you? What? What are you talking about? I just built a burn deck version, but I think he's trying to like offend me with that, but I don't really know what he means. I don't necessarily build budget decks. I just build decks that I like. They're usually not too expensive, but I feel like my decks are probably slowly getting more expensive because I'm like, I won't spend this much on new cards for a deck, but I have a bunch of cards now. Like, I have a fairly decent library on MTGO now that I built up. Okay, disconnected, never came back. Ah, eject. Take A, D. Eject then. Yeah, like, why wouldn't we eject him if he disconnected? I think I missed that. Or I saw it down here and then was distracted by something else. Come on, Sir Yellow. Sir Yella. But yeah, that's, I mean, everybody gets to play however they want, and like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't play, you know, whatever kind of deck you want to do, because I think everything has a fair shot, but like, I like to think about it in like a paper play group, because as this guy kind of made a good point in that he's like, when you, what did he say? But when your deck runs even halfway decently, it's no fun for anyone. What I think he means by that is that if you're specific, he didn't mean my deck specifically. He just meant any deck that you're running. If it runs like it's supposed to, it should be like so dominant and strong that people can't compete with you, or people don't have fun because your deck is dominant. I don't know if he meant my deck specifically or just in general. But yeah, we're gonna pay the Ristic Steady. And we're just gonna yield to the, yep. We're gonna yield to the Lurking Predators. That's a nice card. It's a very nice card. Quickly becoming a commander staple. It resolves, so he's waiting on my board wipe, clearly, on my Volcanic Vision, because I'm sure he's got a counter. There's no way that he doesn't. I mean, and we're gonna have Volcanic Vision's Mana Geyser. And we're going to pay the Ristic Steady as well. This guy doesn't need to draw any more cards. We at least get the Sunbird's Invocation trigger. This guy gets a Lurking Predators trigger, see if he gets a thing. Yeah, they thought a Cascade is nice, but we need something better. Yeah. Right? Because Cascade's just so bad, right? Winky face. I love Cascade as a mechanic, FYI. I love Yidris. It's like probably my favorite paper commander, but I try not to run it on MTGO, just because like so many people run the like turn 4 I win Yidris, just like I play a million spells and storm off ridiculously, do Paradox Engine stuff on turn 4 because I got a single hit win with Yidris. So you just get hated off the board super fast if you play Yidris. unless you can somehow actually manage to do stuff with it. Occasionally you'll see like the deck that's very similar to the precon, or like a reconstructed precon. Court of Calling for 14. Is he getting an Eldrazi then? Probably. Okay. Rashmi triggers. Thought Vessel. So he'll cast that. He gets a Sun Titan. This guy gets a Sun Titan. What's he gonna get back? Either his Selvala or his Reese. Because that's all he can. Well, the Sun Titan doesn't die. So this is changing some things. Yeah, we yield to the Sun Titan. Look at this stack. Thought Vessel resolves. Primal Amulet resolves. Gets a counter. I really like this card too. Primal Amulet and Primal Wellspring. Super fun. There's one in here too. Cord. What's he getting with Cord? Is he getting like a Crater Hoof so he can pump all of his dudes and they don't die? I'm sure he's got a Crater Hoof in there. That's like the win condition in that deck. Other than, you know, boring everyone to death. Tishana, so he's just gonna draw a billion cards and find your... Ah, so you were just gonna have to find your counter with Tishana. Okay? Canadian, I'm allowed to use A. For all my American viewers, because I know most of you are probably American based on the demographics on my videos. But I'm Canadian. We're just like you, but northern. We have a slightly different government, but our lives are pretty similar. It's also generally a little bit colder here, but not that bad. We don't live in igloos or fried polar bears. Common misconception. Release the gremlins. That's not going to fly. Fire Servant. That'll fly. Oh, that'll make the Volcanic Vision still do double damage. Yes. Although he got a Heliod, which is poopy, but... And an Oracle of Moldiah. Neato. The Fire Servant's awesome, though, off the Sunbird's Invocation. Provided Volcanic Visions doesn't get countered. We are not out of mana. Oh, are we? I want a Fire Diamond. So you can draw a card this time. Watch that be the card that draws me to a counter. I have a counter in hand, but I'm going to let you do it. Okay, sure. I don't know how truthful that is. I find in MTGO I have a lot of people that like make statements that they're like, I could win here, and then they quit. And that's like, could you really have won here? Or did you just say you could have and quit? You can never really know how things go until they actually resolve, right? I can just go up here. Alrighty. Works for me. And the world burned. Fire demand. Yo. I suppose I should have cast Fire Diamond before. Maybe we'll get a Sunbird's Invocation trigger on something. I don't know what. Oh, no way, we actually got it. No. Then you can try for another Lurking Predators thing. You've got a Tishana and we've got a Solemn. Okay, so he's gonna save the counter for Mana Geysers. Mana Geyser. Now let's move to combat. Fire Servant could actually kill somebody, as in like with the Creator's Clause. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. One of our solitaire players has left the game. The other one just had his crap wiped. That's probably why he didn't counterspell, though. He's saving it for the Mana Geyser, because he knows I have a burn spell. Or he's saving it for the burn spell. Greater good. That's pretty good. Pretty good. My goal is kind of sorted to deck out. LOL. Never done that in EDH. I have a deck I call the Millowfort. It is an enchant tribal mill deck. Super fun. Alt win con is to deck myself with Lab Maniac. I don't know if I want to disclose the fact that I'm recording this video or that I have a YouTube channel, but oh my god, no, he has his Seaborn Muse. Enough with the muses. Seaborn Muse is actually gross for him with Heliod, because he can just pump out tons of dudes each turn cycle. And sack him to greater good too. Oh, that's actually not that beneficial, because he'd draw 2 cards and then discard 3 each time. I guess he's got tons of cards in hand, so. Does he have a Reliquary? Yeah, he does. I was like, how has he not discarded stuff? And Lurking Predators. Trigger City over there. And our Avalanche Riders. Avalanche. This guy's got a whole lot of infinite hand size, but we can blow up the Reliquary Tower. He's running out of time too. This has just been an aggressively long game. Steven, Dotes. Did you? It's your bud. Probably sent that a while ago. Yeah, like 30 minutes ago. Just got a Frantic Search. Swan Song. What's this countering? Is he countering Frantic Search with Swan Song? I am confused. Okay, he's countering his own Frantic Search. Does he just want a Swan or what? Oh, I don't get what main gone is to know everybody else with Fraying, Sanity, Jace's Erasure, and Sphinx's Tutelage. I do have videos of this deck that I'm describing, by the way, on my channel, so if anybody wants to check it out. We actually get a fair amount of mill wins with it, which is awesome. I think one of the videos is a self-mill win with Lab Maniac that came like really down to the wire. And then there's a couple other ones where I actually got the mill win on people. Man, he got Karametra back, Galemne, and Ulvan Wild Hydra. That's spooky. I might have to kill him with Crater's Claws. So Fire Servant will make Crater's Claws do double damage. How much mana do I have? 1. It's 10 is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So if I cast Crater's Claws, just outright, it'd be 18 plus 2, so 20. That would do 40 damage. That's pretty ridiculous. So if I keep... Oh, it'll... Woo. Oh, what did I just count? Darn it. 19? 1, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So if we left up 5, so we'd be 15, so 14 plus 2, so 16 times 2, 32. So we could kill this guy and leave up mana for Mana Geyser, then Mana Geyser afterwards, and hopefully draw a burn spell. That's the dream. Although I know we're running out of red burn spells. We've probably got like a Bonfire of the Damned, a Clan Defiance, Comet Storm. Oh, Comet Storming these guys would be awesome. But I know this guy has counter magic. How do you get Cord back? Did he regrowth it at some point? Or Noxious Revival it? That was probably it. 6 mana. What's he getting? It gets copied because he casts a primal. Deadeye Navigator with Deshanos is going to deck himself with Lab Maniac. We could Crater's Claw the Maniac. Thing is, if we cast Crater's Claws for like 1 billion, oh, he got Solemn with the other one? That's weird. Maybe he has Lab Maniac in hand? Or is he just trying to deck himself to, like, until he dies? If you have Maniac, it is soon. I'm pretty sure this Sir Yellow guy said GG like 4 or 5 times this game though, so I think he's just kind of a whistleblower. You can draw U deck. How is it not? This guy's down to 5 minutes, so you don't win if you draw out your deck. Unless you have a Lab Maniac. Just tap 3 mana, so I might. If this guy has a Lab Maniac right now, then he's full of crap. In that it's not GG. Because he can just bounce Tishana, Champion of Wits. Yeah. So, if he doesn't have a Lab Maniac, he's just decking himself because he wants to. If he does have a Lab Maniac, then he's just wrong about it being not being GG. I don't know. But I want a Crater's Claws for 1 billion. Because with Mana Geyser and Crater Claws and Fire Servant, it'll do a ton of damage. This has just been such a long game for so little action. I'll probably still post this video, but because there's just been a lot going on, and I think my commentary is probably pretty valid if you enjoy listening to me, I guess, or you think my opinion matters for anything, which I hope it does to you. But it's been pretty lackluster. just because we're up against two solitaire decks. It'd still be even longer if the other solitaire deck had not disconnected. So. Hey, you're gonna play a Avenger of Zendikar? Like, how do you run out of a 40-minute game clock? I don't think I've gotten under 10 minutes before. I'm on 40 minutes. And those are like long games. Like, I'm still a 27-minute game clock, and this guy's at 3. Means I've, like, and so this other guy's at like 26 minutes and 20 seconds. So, we've both used 27 minutes of game time combined. And he's used 36 and a half. Almost 37 minutes of game time. Just by himself. Whew. Them solitaire decks. GG. I'd say it was fun, but it kinda wasn't. Like, I'm not even that salty anymore. I mean, that was a salty comment, but it's just like, why? Like, you just entered the game to waste time? Like, how does his deck win? I don't understand. There's no Crater Hub. Or at least he didn't play one. So there's 0 point in... what was I going to say? Mana Geysering. We're going to Manamorphose, though. Boom. Oh, I guess we shouldn't trigger Lurking Predators more times than we have to. In case it somehow gets something that's ridiculous. This game felt totally pointless. Yes, it sure did. Don't ya love solitaire decks with no real win con? They're just built to play by yourself. Like this, but just why? Yeah, we didn't get anything. That's okay. I wasn't really expecting to get anything off Manamorphose. I was happy to get Girl Signet off of Fire Diamond. Red. Green. 'Cause. New. No, I think we're committing. I've been trying to do this for like an hour. Oh, wait. Oh, yes. We're dumping it all. Dump it. Dump. 23. Plus 2. So 25 times 2, 50. I didn't want to do it to you, but there's no one left to do it to. Oh, you didn't get to Sunbird's Invocation. Okay, well, we won, but that was probably the least satisfying win I think I've ever had playing Magic. Anyway, like the video if you liked the video, guys. Dislike it if you disliked it. Leave a comment. How do you feel about... I'm going to start questioning you. How do you feel about those kind of solitaire-style decks? If you like playing them... Like, I'm not talking about Rashmi, and I'm not talking about Selvala, because those are very valid commander cards. I mean, like... those kind of decks you saw. I mean, the Selvala deck did seem a little bit more competitive in that it actually had like a thing it was working towards that would actually win in the game. But how do you feel about those kinds of decks, or maybe my kinds of decks, like this deck that I built, and how valid my opinions are, or something like that? Anyway, feel free to comment on that. I'll try and reply to your comments. And yeah, follow my or subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see more videos of this deck or more videos of my other decks. Check out my YouTube channel if you want to see more of my decks. I've got a lot of different unique deck builds. At least I think they're unique, like that Millifort one I mentioned earlier in the chat. So please check those out. See you guys. Thanks for watching.